Hi there, it's Jennifer Cloake with DIYOnlineSolutions.org. Today I'm going to be talking about how to hire a web developer that is the right fit for you. I'm going to share three major tips with you, and that's something I use internally to assess web developers when we hire seasonal web developers for our internal projects. All right, so let's go right into it. Okay, so when you're hiring a web developer, what you want to do is you absolutely want to trust your gut. All right. What I mean by that is you want to be treated like a star. And I'm not talking about being pampered or, them kissing up to you. None of that stuff. I want you to basically feel that you're an equal with them. All right. You guys are a team. When you feel that with your web developer, then you guys can be unstoppable. Right? The bottom line is technology that they're providing for you is here to support your vision and your business expansion. So if the two of you guys can't communicate together, then, it's not really quite a good fit. And sometimes it's not a dog on their capabilities. It's just a matter of a personality conflict, and that's perfectly okay. Move on to the next one. All right. You want them to speak with you like a real person. You don't want to be like, talking with somebody like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory, if you guys see that show. And, you want somebody who can actually communicate with you in Earth terms, right? So, speak with you like a human being and actually treat you like a business person. So you always want to kind of look for somebody like that you can work with. I would say, the stereotypical ultra nerd, they exist, but more in the background now. They're really super smart, but for the most part, your web consultants and web developers are really pretty good working with business owners, all right, because they are business owners themselves. So I don't think you'll run into that much of an issue. You want to make sure that the person doesn't treat you like an idiot, and you don't want to feel like an idiot, okay? The bottom line is we all have our own gifts. So their gift is in technology, our gift is somewhere else, and you want them to respect that, and you want to have respect for their gift as well, right? So if they feel that for some reason they make you feel like you're an idiot, chances are it's not a good fit, and you also want to move on. Through your conversations via email or, phone, whatever it is, you want to make sure they're helpful. They're assisting you, they're hearing you. And again, don't forget, technology is here to support your vision. So whatever it is, they need to help you get to your goal. Number 2 tip I can give you is be absolutely upfront with your web developer. And make sure before you go in there, have a clear intent, some clear intention as to what you want to accomplish, okay? What you want to do with your website, how do you want it to help you as far as your business expansion is concerned. You want to be upfront with your budget. Tell them exactly what you can invest in this project right now, and tell them what's on your wish list and say, hey, look, here's my 100 items on my wish list, and I'm looking to accomplish all this within a year. And, perhaps we need to break it down. So maybe this month I'm doing, hiring for $100 worth of work. Next month, I'm budgeting 500, so on and so forth. All right. They're going to help you break it down, and they know what's important and what's not. And if you're upfront with them about this, they'll be able to kind of break it down for you and tell you on a technical, from a technical perspective, what needs to be done first before what goes next. Right. So, that will help you. Know what your vision is, and that goes along with having clear intent. Know what your vision is, what you're looking to accomplish. Sometimes they'll take a payment plan if it's something huge that you're doing over a year. They can give you like a maintenance contract or something and just keep on chipping away at your wish list. So that could be done too. Do not be afraid to present ideas and make offers, okay? Whatever you do, please don't hackle. I mean, don't hackle, don't be cheap, none of that stuff. By far, I have found that most of the web developers we work with are just straightforward, good people, running a business just like you and I. They are not the greatest in negotiation. They don't want to negotiate. So just go in there and tell them what you want. Whatever's fair, go for it and be done with it. And that's going to help you develop some mutual trust as well. Tell them exactly what you're expecting from them. You know, you're having clear expectations of what you're looking for as far as work to be delivered, time to be delivered. I'm pretty much a very much on task kind of person when it comes to calendar work. When it's due because I have other things lined up already. All right. So if you're that type of person, you want to make sure you tell them, do not push my work off for something else or somebody else. If you cannot do this, that's okay. No hard feelings. Tell me right now and I will move on to somebody else, right? The last thing that I want to share with you is you can ask for sample work or references. I will often ask for names of the websites they built. I will log on Google, search for it, and find out what's what. And I'm not so much searching for how good of work they're doing because obviously I don't write code, so I have no idea. All again, it looks like gibberish to me, right? But at the same time, I want to kind of see as far as the style and how fancy they are, how flashy they can get, as far as the design of your website is concerned. You can ask them if they specialize in anything. Some people specialize in Flash. That's just a program they use. A lot of when they specialize in that, it looks really cool. It looks there's a lot of whiz bang going on, a lot of like in your face and designers, artists use Flash websites a lot. Movie stars, like I said, it looks really pretty. Okay. Lots of lights, nightclub kind of thing, but it's not necessarily beneficial for you if, for example, you work on iPad a lot because Flash is not always compatible with Apple products. And also the other thing you need to take a look at is that, is your client, your clientele, are they always on their iPhone? If that's the case, again, that's an Apple product. It might not be compatible with your Flash website, right? Those are the tiny little things that you want to look for. And feel free to ask them about it. You want them, they, of course, they're always going to believe in what they sell, but at the same time, you'll know right away what's good for you and what's not good for your business. Designer portfolio, same thing. If you're hiring somebody to do a design for you, for your logo, for your website, you want to take a look at this. If you are an attorney or a doctor and this designer who's completely capable, but they specialize in cartoon cutesy stuff, that might not be a good fit, right? So pay attention to things like that. Now, if you're more technical, then you can always ask for a piece of code. Okay. Believe it or not, you can tell if you have a team of technical people who knows how to look at code, they can tell how clean the code is, how efficient and how organized the code is on the back end. So you can take a look at that as well. I don't read code. I don't want to look at code. So that's something I typically will skip. As far as references are concerned, I find that when you read testimonials, that's generally good enough. All right. You can tell by reading between the lines what people are saying. And go back to step number 1, which is trusting your gut. If you feel like it's a bunch of testimonials that are not sincere, perhaps they have their friends writing it, or maybe they went to some marketing seminar and everybody traded testimonials. Whatever it is, trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right to you, then you want to discount that somewhat. All right. The other thing you can do is search for their name or, maybe complaints, scam, those combination words, and see if there's any complaints about them online. Chances are people go online to complain. All right. They don't really go on there and go, great, good job. This guy did a good job. So take it for what it's worth. Don't put too much emphasis on that when you see a complaint about somebody. And you want to kind of really, again, read between the lines. Is this person saying all this because they're bitter, not getting what they want? Perhaps they didn't clarify their vision, but perhaps they didn't tell them exactly what their budget is, right? So, and don't be afraid to go back to your developer that you're interviewing and say, hey, look, I found this about you online. Tell me your side of the story. Lastly, you can always go the traditional route, which is asking for a client list, okay, for you to contact and verify. I think it's a little bit of overkill if you're just doing like a web theme or installing a WordPress blog or something. All right. I don't think that's necessary. But once you get into jobs that are projects that are like, 15, 20, $30,000, you want to ask for referrals. I mean, references. Some of the websites, with some of the big brands, I mean, they go up to millions of dollars. So, when you look at things like that, it comes with marketing campaign and specialty tools, all these different things. You really want to investigate as much as possible. At that time, asking for a contact list is absolutely appropriate. The way I kind of look at it is that it's almost like hiring a plumber for your house. If you are looking to just do a quick repair or put in a new toilet or something, you can pretty much call any plumber, right? Just go down the list and make sure that you guys are the right fit, potentially for ongoing work and so on and so forth. That's good enough. But if you're ripping all your piping out in your house, in your mansion, that's a big project. That means like no water for a while. There's a lot of opportunities for things to break. One thing leads to another. So you want to do as much investigation as possible before you hire this person to rip all the piping out of your house. Same thing goes with website projects. All right. So those are the three tips I can share with you today. And if you do have any questions, you can always contact me at jennifercloake.com/ask-jen, Jenn. All right. There's a form on there. You can put in your requests for videos, tutorials, ask me questions really about anything. It could be about spirituality. It could be about, marketing, WordPress stuff. I mean, whatever it is fine. And lastly, you can always go on DIYOnlineSolutions.com or .org. All goes to the same place, and we have more free tips for you on that site.